Yeah, man!
This is Ribena on the tree in the wild. This is 10 pounds of ripening Ribena fruits. This is 3 ounces of fresh ginger. Visit jamaicandinners.com, jamaicancookings.com. What a guan! I am Michael Marvin Samuels. Watch me juiced Ribena to protect your kitchen's countertop. Put newspaper on the countertop. I am using this cooking mat. Wash your hands with soap until it suds and then rinse it with fresh water. I'm gonna show you how to juice Ribena 2 ways. For method 1, get a big enough, clean, clear plastic bag. Or you could use Ziploc plastic bag instead. Put 2 pounds of ripening Ribena fruits into the clear plastic bag. This is the Ribena fruit up close. This is how it looks mashed. It has 1 seed in it. We'll be getting the juice from these fruits. Measure 2 pounds of ripening Ribena fruits. Now, seal the plastic bag. Use your other hand. Mash Ribena fruits to pulp or puree. Look at my hands. Try not to burst the plastic bag. Use your fingers and squeeze on the Ribena fruit hard. When you burst the Ribena fruit, this will release the juice and then separate the seed as well. Grab hold of a few ripening Ribena fruits in the bag and then squeeze it. This method is clean. Look at my hands. If you are using a clear plastic bag like this, tight. That way you can use 2 hands to mash ripening Ribena to puree or pulp. If you're unsure, do it like me. At the end of the day, you want a mashed ripening Ribena to puree or mash it to get the juice. Allow the juice to drain. Try not to burst the plastic bag. Go through patiently, feel for the berries, and then use your fingers to mash it to puree. Ensure that all the Ribena fruits that is in the bag is mashed. Mashed all the ripening Ribena fruits that is in the bag. Mash it to get the juice. Mash the Ribena fruit to release the juice. Mash it to release the juice. Alright, that's it. It's done. Get a big enough bowl ready. Put a strainer on the bowl. Get a big cooking spoon ready. You could use a wooden spoon instead. Untie the bag. Pour the mashed ripening Ribena on the strainer. Allow the mashed ripening Ribena to drain the juice on its own. Use the cooking spoon. Rotate the mash from side to side and around. And then use the cooking spoon. Press on the mash that is on the strainer. Allow draining. Juice the mashed, ripening Ribena fruit. Use a strong cooking spoon. Press on the mash that is on the strainer. Press on the mashed Ribena fruits with a cooking spoon to release the juice. The flavor is rich. To me, once you add water, it's a juice drinks. Do not add water. All we want is natural Ribena fruit juice. Some people add water to aid juicing, but I'm not going to. All I want is a natural Ribena fruit juice. To remove remaining ripening Ribena fruit juice, press on it hard. Just try and get as much of the juice out with your strength. I do not want the fiber from the mashed fruits to get in the juice. Continue doing this until you're finished. Once you feel like the juice is out of the mashed, ripening Ribena, get a separate bowl. Put the squeezed mash in it. From 2 pounds of ripening Ribena fruit, we got 2 cups of Ribena fruit juice. This is a little bit less than 2 cups, but I will say we got 2 cups because I'm gonna get some more juice from the mash. You will see. Tuned in. Get a big bowl ready. I am using this big stainless steel cooking pot or pan. Pour or put enough ripening Ribena fruit into the pot or pan. The first method was a clean method. With the second method, ensure that your hands are clean. It might be a little bit messy. In Jamaica, we call this pan pot. Use your hands. With your fingers, mash the ripening Ribena that is in the pan to puree or pulp. Use your hands, squeeze it tight. This will burst the Ribena fruit to release the juice. Be patient. Continue doing this until it's finished. Once you mashed this first batch, add more ripening Ribena fruit in the pan to release the juice. Use your hands with your fingers. Continue mashing the Ribena fruit to puree or pulp. The Ribena fruit's color looks like it stains, but it don't. This will not stain your fingers nor your hand. If you do not want to use your raw hands, you could use a cooking gloves instead. Use your fingers, feel for the berry, and then mash it with your fingers. Mash all the berries that is in the pan. Is Ribena fruit a berry? Share with us how you juice Ribena fruit. Once you feel like you have mashed all the fruits that is in the pan, get a bowl, put a strainer on it, use a cup, take some of the mashed Ribena fruit and then put it on the strainer. Allow the Ribena fruit juice to drain. Use a cooking spoon, rotate it from side to side and around. Use the same spoon, press on the mash that is on the strainer to release the Ribena fruit juice. Press on the mash hard to release the remaining fruit juice. You could use your hands, but this method is very messy. To keep your hands clean, use the cooking spoon. Press on the mash. Try not to get the mashed Ribena fruit fiber / trash in the juice. Continue doing this until you're finished. While bursting the fruit juice, it might splash on the countertop and on your kitchen's wall. Nevertheless, don't worry about it. This fruit juice do not stain. It looks like it don't stain. To make Ribena wine is a different show, a different tutorial. Put the juiced Ribena mash in a separate bowl. Once the Ribena fruits juice is drained, go to the next step. This is fresh, natural Ribena juice. You could strain it again, but I'm not going to. Get 1 between 3 ounces of fresh ginger. Do not peel it. Before you use the ginger, wash it clean. To do this, get a bowl ready. Pour enough water into it and then sprinkle several drops of distilled white vinegar in the water. You could use half a teaspoon of salt instead. Break the ginger root apart. Get between the ginger. Use your fingers. Rub it or scrub it clean. Ensure that dirt or mud is not on the ginger. You could use a small brush to aid scrubbing it. It's best if you do this part on the fresh running water. This is demonstration. Use your fingers. Rub the skin of the ginger clean and then rinse it. Next, put the cleaned ginger with skin on a clean chopping board. I am using this chopping mat. Use something strong with a firm, strong bottom. You could use the same pot that I used to wash the ginger, but I am using this cup. If you are using a cup, ensure the bottom of the cup is firm and strong. Hold it in such a way that it won't break. Although with a strong bottom like this, it shouldn't break. Now, hit the ginger hard. Mash it. If you're unsure, do it like me. Some people would blend the ginger, but to be honest, ginger hash. This is a white powder thing that will settle on the juice bottom in the container, and you don't want that. You just want the flavor of the juice in the Ribena fruit juice. By doing it this way, we'll be just using the ginger juice only. Hit the fresh ginger hard, mash it, and then put or add the mashed ginger in your juiced Ribena fruit juice. To store and to preserve this Ribena fruit juice, pour it into a bottle such as this. You could pour it into a thick, clean plastic bag and then seal it. Or you could pour it into a plastic container with a lid. To keep the juice fresh, put the Ribena fruit juice in the refrigerator for between 4 days. You could freeze it for 6 months or longer. I am pouring this homemade Ribena fruit juice into a recycled juice bottle. Put the mashed ginger in the bottle as well. From this 10 pounds of ripening Ribena fruits, we got 10 cups of Ribena fruit juice. With this Ribena mash, what I like to do is to just put the mash in a container, tilt the container, allow the remaining juice to drain on its own. If you're unsure, do like me, do this. If you feel like, you could add some water on this and allow the remaining juice to drain with the water. But I wouldn't. Just try and get the natural juice only. Try and get the natural Ribena fruit juice only. When I allowed the Ribena mash to drain on its own, I poured from it 4 times. Serve Ribena fruit juice cool or on ice. This is Ribena fruit juice. Visit jamaicandinners.com. Visit jamaicancookings.com. You should try juicing Ribena fruit yourself. If you follow this method, you will enjoy the flavor of this Ribena fruit juice. In Jamaica, we call it Java fruit juice or Jamun juice, Jamun. You could add Jamaican cherry juice. It's called garden cherry. Add any fruit juice to this homemade Ribena fruit juice. Ribena is good for many things. Research it. Ribena is vitamin C. The ginger aid in preserving the Ribena fruit juice. The flavor is rich Ribena juice. It is near the flavor of grape juice. However, However, it's different. The flavor is fresh, somewhat like the flavored water you would buy in the stores, in the groceries. I can taste the ginger juice flavor in the Ribena juice. It's just right. This Ribena fruit juice is sweet, just right. Not sugar sweet flavor, you know. It's just natural fruit juice sweetness, not added sugar sweetness. The Ribena fruit juice feel like and taste like wine. When the Ribena fruit is fully ripening, it's less tangy. What good, Megan? At first, when you taste this Ribena juice, a tangy flavor stood out. This will leave you with a feeling of temporary stain in your mouth and on your tongue.